Hey, good morning, guys. Okay, so today we are going to be beginning an essay that will be due before break. I want to break this down for you so you understand how it will be graded. For this essay, we will take 4 grades total, 1 major, 3 daily. Okay, you are to submit this essay. Please hear me when I say this because a lot of you don't submit it the correct way. We had this issue last time. And then I got an email from a lot of your parents saying, well, they did it and submitted it. Why is it late? It is 4 assignments, meaning it needs to be submitted in 4 different places. Okay. Because when teachers go through, I look at that assignment. You're going to submit your intro, your body, and your conclusion separately. So when I go through to grade, I'm going to look at all of the introductions. And guess what? If you just turned in your final essay to final draft and you didn't turn in anything to introduction, I've got that and I've got the grade book. I'm not going to remember when I read the final draft that you didn't turn it in here because there are a lot of you that do that. Okay. Of 140 students, Miss Colossi has about the same, and Miss Glass. So please, please, please turn it in where you're supposed to. So you're going to submit the intro to intro, the body to body, the conclusion to conclusion. If you want to do it all in one Google Doc and submit all 3 to each place, that's fine. I'm only going to read your introduction and I'm only going to give you feedback on the introduction. On the body, I'll skip the intro. I'll just read the body and I'll give you feedback on the body. I like to do that because it gives you more specific feedback. It also helps me with grading because I can chunk it, grade this piece, grade this piece, grade this piece. That way, if you make 100 on your intro and a 60 on your body, and then that would average out to, I don't know, like a 75 or an 80 or something. You'll know, okay, well, my body was really, it was the much lower grade. So that's obviously where I need more work and need to pay attention to the feedback. Okay. So I do that to help you. It also gives you more grades. And I get them graded a lot faster. So all in all, it's a better way for all of us. Friday's tests, to put it nicely, were awful. We studied that for 2 weeks. I had everybody study. Grades were really, really bad with in-person, with remote, just everybody just kind of tanked that. So we decided we needed some more work. Now, I asked my students in person, kind of, what was up? We had 2 weeks to study for this. Why did we do so poorly? Do you think we even made the test easier? And they said, oh, we didn't study. That's tough for me to hear, but I did have a few, and I'm sure there are some of you out there that truly studied hard and it was a hard test and still tanked it, or made a lower grade than they wanted to. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of doing corrections, which you'd correct up to a 70, we're going to have a retake tomorrow. Okay. It's going to be the same exact test. You've already seen everything on it. All right. I'm not going to tell you what you missed. I'm not going to tell you what the right answers are. That I feel is too easy. You've seen the test. You've had now 3 weeks to study for it. I'm going to give you one more shot. I'll keep the higher of the 2 grades. Please note that you cannot correct after that. If you fail it twice, the grade book, the grading policy says you can correct or retake. Okay. Teacher's choice. And I am choosing to retake, and you can no longer correct after that. If you retake it and you fail, then I really, really, really need you guys to study. You already know all of the words that are on there. Please, please, you even have the definitions on the test. I just need you to study, okay? I don't ask you to memorize anything in this class. Never have, except for ethos, logos, pathos, and these fallacies. That's it. That's all I've ever asked you to memorize. That's all I will ever ask you to memorize, okay? Now, moving on, we will do the retake tomorrow, and then we'll start up with the body. So for today, we are beginning with our introduction. Please remember that an introduction is made up of a hook, something entertaining to grab the reader's attention. Please don't just repeat the question. Yes, you kind of have to restate the question to answer it fully, but please don't make it boring. If you just say, who is someone you admire? Who is someone I admire? Well, someone I admire, that's how 90% of these essays start. It's boring. And when the people who are grading these essays sitting there reading the same the same hook after the same hook after the same hook, they're already going to start your essay in a worse mood because they're going to be bad. Okay. You can start with a joke, a story. onomatopoeia. I really like when people start with stories. If you give me, the last time sophomores wrote an essay about freedom, and one of my students wrote about a man peeking through the cells. That's how they started out, was as he looked out of the jail cell. That is a good introduction. That is a good hook. I want to read more. I want to know what you're talking about. Okay. So do something like that. Our prompt, as you see, is you are going to write about an everyday hero. Please remember that this is an informational essay. So the point of this essay is to inform whomever is reading it about it. So don't use I, don't use first person. You're telling us about someone else, okay? And you can start with that. You can start with a firefighter running into a burning building, okay? And that would be an amazing hook to go into an essay about an everyday hero. So please remember to end with your thesis, which is your arguing statement. So if we're going with the firefighter one, you'd start with that hook, move into the bridge, and then you'd say something about firefighters are the perfect example of everyday heroes because they risk their lives selflessly to help others on a daily basis. Boom, thesis. Okay. And you can even add your 3 things to that to make it easier: by running into burning buildings, helping with car accidents, and administering CPR. And then you can write a paragraph about each of those if you want, okay? Please make sure you've got a good thesis in there, all right? And you are going to submit those at the end of today. That's all we're doing is writing the introductory paragraph. So you better have it done and have a good one. Okay, good luck. Let me know if you need